Hey guys, welcome back to Panda's Punk Palette. That's short for pandemonium, don't forget that. So, your favorite punk rock drummer. Today we're going to be doing some chicken enchiladas and some shrimp enchiladas. I do have an idea for the shrimp enchiladas, some kind of a cream, lime, cilantro, queso blanco kind of thing going on there with the shrimp ones. So we'll see how that idea pans out. And your standard, just chicken enchiladas with the green sauce and some cheese on those. Nothing too fancy about those ones. So I only have about an hour. We're gonna try and get this done and out the door because I do have band practice. So let's get moving.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop down this white onion to probably about a quarter, because that's all I'm going to need for the total amount for the enchiladas that I'm making here. So I'm only making one pan. If I was making like 2 pans, I'd definitely use the full onion, or if not, just half the onion, depending on how big your onion is. All right, just get my slices going here. Okay, because I'm in a rush. All right. So cut down your onion. I like to cut them down small because I am going to cook this with the chicken a little bit. Okay, once I get my onion chopped, set that aside. All right, there's the white onion. Put that aside. Next, I'm going to mince up my garlic. So I want to cut these ends off here. Don't particularly like to have those. Chop up my garlic. All right, and remember to use your front knuckle as a buffer when you're mincing your garlic. I like to keep the tips of your fingers as much as possible for as long as possible. Yeah. Just get it really minced up. I'm going to add this with my onion because when I get those cooking, I like to cook them together. Just a better flavor overall to get that going. Okay, looks like I got it down enough to where I need it to be. Add that with my onion over here. Chow. Chow. Those little bits, if you can, just get them on your fingers. Okay, next. While I'm doing that, I'm also heating up my tortilla warmer, keeping that on low, so when I come to it, it'll be nice and ready for me. Next, I got to cut down my red onion. So take out the little ends here, get rid of that. I'm just going to do a quarter of this one. And I'm not going to use that middle part there. Looks like we almost had a grower. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut them down. Okay, there we go. Get your onions all chopped up. No, sorry, I don't do fancy chopping like everyone else. Mine is just a standard chopping that mostly everyone does in their household. Okay. All right, got my red onion set. Just put this one to the side. Okay. I'm gonna take care of my lime and then my jalapeno too. Set those aside. Remember on how to handle the pepper. Okay, be sure not to touch your hands, your face after handling this with your hands, of course. Remove all the seeds. Okay, I'm only gonna use, probably gonna use half for the shrimp and the other half for the chicken, if need be. I might just leave the chicken alone. Okay, I'm gonna go to my sink and then rinse out these seeds real quick. Okay, so for me, the easiest way is to cut them into like strips first. After the strips, you can go ahead and chop them down, little tiny bits, or your preferred desired size. Just feel like they're definitely a lot easier to handle when they're chopped down a little smaller. See how much you can get. and per bite as well. Okay. Why are you running from me, chopping board? Why are you running? I know it can't be that bad. All right, here. Yes. All right, got the jalapeno all chopped up, so we can add that to the shrimp. This is all the shrimp preparation that I'm doing here for my shrimp enchiladas. Because the chicken ones are just gonna be super cut and dry and simple. This one's a little more unique, has a little more steps to it. Next, I'm gonna remove all the tails from the shrimp and then get those ready for when I prepare the enchiladas. All right, so next is making the sauce for the shrimp enchiladas. I have a full cup of heavy whipping cream here, along so far with 2 tablespoons of sour cream, but I think I may increase that. Let's see how it turns out first. Okay. So 1 full cup of cream, and this is 2 tablespoons of sour cream so far. I'm gonna add a cheese. This is like a soft mozzarella cheese too that I'm gonna be adding, burrata. So I have 2 of 3 of the balls that come inside this here package. I'm gonna add those to my blender as well. Okay, a little bumpy of the camera there. Okay, got that. Because it's so soft, it should blend up pretty nicely. Then I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of this salsa verde here. It's called Late July. It looks pretty good, has some roasted peppers and tomatillos in it, so I'm gonna try this one to go forward with my little concoction here. Okay. I wanted a 1/2 cup, but the universe decided to give me just a little over 1/2 cup, so there's probably gonna be a reason for that. All right, and then just add this here to our blender. Get all the good stuff, get all the good stuff, all the good stuff. Alrighty. All right, and then I want to get one of my lime wedges here and just give that a little squeeze in there. And I'm gonna add my cilantro, which I totally forgot to chop. Let's do that now. Okay, choppy the cilantro. Already use your knuckle as a buffer for when you're chopping. I would recommend going slow as a beginning process, and then later, gradually you'll get there into speed. I'm still getting that down, so probably a lot of people are going, that's not how you chop. That's okay. I learned a different way. All right, so I got all my cilantro done. I'm gonna add that to the blender. Okay. In you go, in you go, in you go. Cool, got my cilantro added. Okay, then I'm gonna throw a good pinch of sea salt in there. Boom, done. Okay, throw that lid on and then start on a slow setting. Get it going fast. Nothing escaped. Okay. I want more of a puree now that I got it chopped up going. That up a little bit. Alright, might have to go a little faster here. Go back to stir. Sometimes you just got to help it along a little bit, and that's not a problem. Make sure you know the length of your utensil that you're using. You never want to get anything shredded in your blender. I do not recommend this, but I know the blender, so I can do it. Probably should have chopped up that cheese just a little more before I threw them in there. That's where I'm getting this thickness from, most likely. It's coming out nice and thick. It's looking good though. It's looking really good. This is what I'm going to cover the shrimp enchiladas in. All right. The consistency of the sauce is going to be cheesy like this, as it should be, because you have cheese in there. So all this is actually going to melt down once the sauce starts heating up in the oven when you start cooking these. So that's the good part. The best part is the flavor. I'm excited. Yeah. Next is I'm going to start cooking off the shrimp real quick. Just going to give a quick sear with the onions, cook that together, and then set it aside. All right. Out of there. So I'm going to add my shrimp, my onions, with just a squirt of olive oil. A little salt, some cracked pepper, I only want to cook this enough just so that it changes color just a little bit, because when it cooks, it's going to cook all the way through. So that's about it. So all the heat that my pan is going to carry over with it will be enough for this one. I'm going to set that aside, and that's going to be ready for me here when I start making the enchiladas, which is right around the corner. Okay, I've taken my shrimp off the heat. I'm going to go ahead and add my jalapeno to there and just mix that around. I didn't cook it with it because I like the fresh taste of the jalapeno inside the enchilada, and I just want to keep that kind of consistency after wrapping these up. Just kind of mix it around, mix it up. Okay, that's good. Set it aside. Now it's time to heat up some tortillas. Okay, put that flame just up a little bit. But now this has been warming up for me. I already have my oven set at 425 too. We'll do a little fast bake, so everything will be cooked after all. Heat those up a little bit. All right, now it's time to build these things. So what I want to do first, I'm going to layer the bottom down with a little bit of cheese sauce. Okay, just kind of cover the bottom here. There we go. And then I'm going to start filling the stuff. I definitely need a different utensil than that one. All right, I think the easiest way to do this is start with my cheese here. I'm going to add that in here first. Maybe 3 to 4 shrimp at a time. Looks like 4 might be the magic number in this case. Okay. Then you're just going to kind of wrap them as best as possible. Okay, set them on the fold side down. Kind of roll them in here. All right, and again, just kind of repeat this process until they're all done. All right, now that I got them all rolled up, I'm just gonna cover them up here as well. Now put a little cheese on the top here, just a little bit. And I'm gonna get my sauce and just douse these guys. All over. There we go. See how it settles. Get it in all the cracks, nooks and crannies, and cheese it up again. Yes. So beautiful. I think when I had the rest of this mozzarella bag, I had one thing in mind, and that was just covering this thing. So cheesy, so saucy. Okay, added my cheese, that's all on the top of there. Have my leftovers here. I'm just gonna Kind of glide those over the top there. Yeah, I want all that drizzle. Okay, now I'm gonna cover that and stick it in the oven. Okay, next is prepping my chicken enchiladas. So I have the green sauce here. I'm gonna dump some of that into the pan here. So I get that coated. I start rolling. All right, just a little sauce like that. Start chopping up or slicing up my chicken. I already got my tortillas warming. Okay, so with the chicken, I'm gonna start cutting into slices. And then after that, I'm gonna kind of cube it up after that for cooking. Huh. And I have to sharpen my blade here. So typically this is pretty sharp, Cutco and all. Oh. Yep, just go ahead and cube up the chicken. You don't have to do it this way. A lot of people cook their chicken in whole and then cut it up. Not a problem, you can do it that way too. This is just on the fly, kind of less time consuming. This will just get everything cooked because I need to get going. Alrighty. Good. Had to flip a tortilla. Okay, my skillet that is heating up behind me as well. Getting ready for the chicken too. I'll start cooking that. Okay, now that I've got my chicken all cubed up here, I'm gonna add my onion and my garlic to it, just in here. That way when I add it to the pan, it'll all sear together. And then I'll season it while it's in the skillet, not in here. Okay, my pan's almost hot enough so I can add this chicken. All right, here we go. All right, so now while I have that in the pan now, just kind of stir it around with the oil. And when it sticks like that, sometimes it means the pan isn't hot enough in certain areas. All right, now that I've got that all spread out here, I'm going to add my seasonings to it. Some oregano. And just kind of coat the whole top. There we go. Some paprika. And I put my cumin in this little shaker here. It just makes it a lot easier to handle my cumin. Some of these shakers, sometimes they have like big holes for cumin, man, and let me tell you, cumin goes a long way. Alrighty. I promise you there's stuff coming out. I can smell it. Yeah. Okay. Got that in now. I just want to give it a good stir here. Put my salt and pepper in here. Where that paprika sets. Alrighty. Pepper. About 2 pinches. Sal. Just a good hefty pinch. Stir it together. Okay, so now I have the heat from the frying pan is actually going to keep cooking this chicken, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now that it looks like it's mostly cooked for the raw parts. Okay, and that's just cooking on indirect heat. Because of the cast iron, it does keep its heat, so it's nice to have those on hand because it just keeps cooking, you know? Now I'm going to have it all the way off of indirect. Okay, now we build. Here we go. I did add a little cilantro to the chicken. I like the fresh cilantro in there inside the enchilada myself. So I just give that a good stir. Yeah, that's going to be a perfect consistency for the chicken and leaving it on how long I cooked it for, not overcooking. Okay, so same concept, some cheese, pile that in how you like it. These are how I make mine. Not everyone likes cheese inside. Some people just put it on the outside, or they'll put rice, something else inside, beans maybe. Okay, and so on this, you're just gonna kind of roll it up. You know how to do it. We know how to do it. Put that sucker right in there. Next, and just keep going. So you're going to repeat this process here. Add your cheese, however much cheese you want to be generous with inside. Scoop, spread the scoop. Might need another little bit. Spread that inside. Once you got it inside, you know what to do. You know what time it is. Some of you. It's okay if you have some fallout, not a problem. Tuck it back in. All right, just repeat this process until you get your pan fully loaded, and then you're gonna cover it with cheese, which I'll get to that step in just a second. Okay, so I ran out of my Fiesta blend cheese, so I did have some shredded sharp cheddar, or mild cheddar that is, and I did have some thinly sliced mozzarella, so I threw that on top of here. I'm gonna coat this with some sauce. On the edges. Come back around the top. Nice and melty. It's gonna be. Yes, it is. I tell you. Okay. Bow. Now I'm gonna coat it with some more mozz on top. A little bit there. I'm gonna do a little more. Okay. I'm gonna use the rest of my chicken. Put a little topper there in the middle. With all the fine juices. I love the fine juices. Okay, when I go around the fine juices, then I'm gonna go put it around here like that. Boom, boom. All right, so now it's ready for the oven. I'm just gonna cover it with foil and then get it in there. All right, time has come, my little friends. Talk of many things, like the shrimp enchiladas. Oh, looks like I had one blow up or something. Oh no, that's the shrimp I laid on top. I forgot. Okay. All right, and then my chicken enchiladas, they just came out. Here we go. Nice and melty and steamy. Good stuff. Now I need a spatula. Spatula. See if this can handle the weight. None of these plastic ones. All right. I'm gonna go with this one from the side. I get an instant too when I get these here. Yes, look at that pool. Oh my god. Yes. Oh. Okay, onto the plate. Okay. Those are the shrimpy ones. I'm gonna leave shrimpy spatula over there. Okay, chicken. chicken. Been a minute. All right. Well, great value tortillas, I swear. They know how to stick. I think that could have used a little more melty time, but it was boiling, so I didn't want to overdo it. Yes, fling it everywhere. Okay.
All right, now for the taste test. It's probably gonna burn the crap out of me because this just came out of the oven. I definitely recommend non-Walmart tortillas. Other than that, the flavor's on there. And chicken enchiladas, pretty good. All right, for this one, the shrimp white cream sauce here. Wow. Yep. Just the lime and cilantro and the shrimp hit all together with that melty cheese, and the sauce just ties it all in. I definitely recommend, for sure. Anyone who loves seafood and shrimp needs to try this one for sure. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I'm late for band practice. Rock on. We'll see you later.